Hello from Bridlington on Saturday the 21st of February 2026. It's now 9:22, air temperature 8°C, wind from the southwest. Car park is packed here at Langdale's Wharf car park. Don't worry, I'm not going to film that. There's some sort of dance event on here today. Langdale's Wharf boatyard. Explorer.co.uk. Our Helen are at the back there, and Excelsior here. Notice all three of them have got this very efficient twin hull design. Glimpse of morning sun out there on the eastern horizon as we walk past Bridlington Harbour Commissioner's boat lift. Been a terrible time since the new year here at Bridlington and over much of the UK due to extremely wet weather, flooding, etc. Much of the time the wind has rather unusually for this time of year been blowing from the east. There we have the three brothers. Not long now before the season starts here at Bridlington. Much as the Yorkshire Belle will return to its mooring out there and start doing trips. As we look through these lobster pots on the base of the Chicken Run Wharf here, we can see the Yorkshire Belle. Back of the harbour there. I first walked along this wharf in late 1949, believe it or not. Just got a memory of that just about. It was the old wooden wharf at that time. Now of course it's concrete and steel. I was sort of brought onto here as a very, very young toddler to experience walking on the last wooden wharf here at Bridlington Harbour, and I can remember putting one foot before the other and stepping on these great big wooden beams instead of the concrete there, of course. See a typical lobster pot here. In case you've never seen one, lobster goes in through here. It's like a funnel, goes in through the funnel there. Once it's in, it can't get back out. Good example of the lobster pot here again. The funnel there, in it goes. And it's trapped inside there in the so-called lobster capital of Europe. And out here is the lobster fishing fleet. I think lobsters are perhaps taken in a tanker or tankers all over Europe, still fresh and alive. I think that's the case, I'm not sure. But certainly today, much of the lobster fishing fleet is tied up on Bridlington's South Pier there, which of course this is the fish dock. Genesis there, one of the bigger ones at the back of the harbour, H37. I still can't believe it's not lashing with rain here at Bridlington this morning, as it has been, as I said, almost continuously for the last 10 weeks or so. We'll walk along here. It looks as though this rope's been here a very long time, don't you think? We'll walk past that and back along the Chicken Run Wharf, past this anchor. And as we look over there now towards the west, you can see, you can see predictably rain clouds gathering and blowing in this direction. And there's a pretty strong breeze blowing in there from the southwest. It feels like it's about 2 degrees. That's probably the feel-like temperature here this morning at Bridlington. Look here at the turbulent water underneath Bridlington Harbour Commissioner's boat lift. Well, that's the, of course, that's the Gypsy Race River entering the harbour. It looks as though there's a really, really strong flow there coming out into the harbour this morning. No doubt because of all the heavy rain we've had. And I can imagine that you can see it actually going right out there, the ripples on the surface. I would imagine this part of the harbour is quite brackish actually. Maybe it's almost all fresh water here right at the back of the harbour. with the tide now receding for the last couple of hours. Free Spirit Fishing Cobble there, and it's possible to join the Fishing Cobble Preservation Society here at Bridlington. Jean here seems to have had some sort of refit. I don't remember that blue around it before. Seems to be blue fiberglass or something that it's been sort of encased with, which not making it sort of historically correct. Very functional for going out on fishing trips, I would imagine, here at Bridlington. Some information about the Three Brothers, the fishing cobble, built in 1912 at Bridlington by Baker and Percy Siddle, and it's been restored. There is some information about Bridlington Sailing Cobble Preservation Society. Membership is £5 per annum for non-sailing member, or £20 per annum for a sailing member, and it's possible to go out on one of these fishing cobbles as a member. Now, the society secretary there, you can see the email address if you're interested in this sort of thing. I went on the Three Brothers as a child in 1955, came along here, landed at these steps and used the sea latrine there. It was open at that time. Thought that was a really good deal, the hot dogs and so on, but the blind was going down, not going up. Maybe it's windy. Here's another alternative here on the harbour, tea and coffee. At where we landed off that fishing cobble, the Three Brothers, in 1955, that sea latrine there, been open and just washed out by the tide. There's no sort of running water in there or anything like it. Interesting historically. And over there you've got the Chicken Run Wharf again, of course. Got the old rotting structure at the back of Bridlington Harbour. I've always thought what a shame it is this can't be sort of knocked down. Derelict, isn't it? Because the seat's just up there. You know, you come over as a tourist and that's what you look down upon. Gypsy race dredger there with that great big sort of digger thing on top. The less than a morning's work to knock all that down and take it away. What do I know? Maybe it's a listed structure of some sort. Preserved. Old entrance to the female sea latrine there at that side. Down here at the base of Bridlington Crane Wharf, how at one time in one of my videos you'll see it cracking off the wall there, but it's been restored. I don't know anyone who built the interesting, shall we say, structure underneath Bridlington Crane Wharf there. I've got a video of that. See the seats, and if you come to Bridlington, this is your view out over the harbour. Soon the Yorkshire Bell will be tied up over there. Or we can hear the fastening lanyard, is it, or something, slapping against the flagpole. No flags here at Bridlington this morning. Look out towards Flamborough Head. North Beach in the distance there. So let's just run up these Art Deco steps here at Bridlington. I usually run up those two at a time for exercise. And look out again over Bridlington Harbour. Now, I mentioned some sort of dancing competition which someone told me happens on the same day every year. If you're interested in that, it'll be happening at this weekend next year. It's taking place in that building over there.